nervous moment as to whether I've said
Are
it
we?
properly.
Exactly.
Are we live?
Well, soon tell us.
Shout. Say hello to us. I think we've managed to break our YouTube account at the moment, haven't we? So we're not streaming live on YouTube. But we should be on Mixer. And what's the other one?
Steam.
No.
Twitch,
that's it. We should be live on those at the moment. So yeah, is anybody there? Is anybody watching? Does anyone care?
Yeah, exactly.
It's me and Mark tonight.
Yeah.
So
it's not Stephen and Des.
Stephen and his little fan club.
Sorry to disappoint.
Yeah. So yeah, we're really sorry about that. We are going to show you tonight or this afternoon 2 of the new venues that are going to be coming to the game in July as part of the update. So we are going to start on Lake Guntersville.
Going to catch some bass.
Going to try and catch some bass, and then we're going to move on to Lake Travis. So, without further ado,
I'll crack on.
A couple of people are there hosting us and saying, "What's up, guys? Tight lines. Hello to you all." We're gonna jump in, and
Tom and Jay, the usual crowd.
Mark is going to show us how to catch bass on Lake Guntersville, one of the new venues. So yeah, let's have a little look at it. Obviously, you guys in the last couple of weeks, go the other way, Mark. Go to that bridge, because we haven't had any bridges in our bass lakes before.
Show that way.
Show them the bridge.
That's the dam.
No, there's a bridge at the end of it.
That's right.
Yeah. So obviously we've been talking to you guys about all the new things, and I'm sure Stephen and Des have covered it with you. But you can see the new UI while we're playing this build. You can go under this little bridge here, so make sure you duck as you go underneath it.
Hey.
And you can see the way that the fish finder works now. It's all changed slightly and the map's changed. And yeah, Lake Guntersville. In fact, Mark, just spend a couple of minutes driving around. If you keep going in the direction you're going, there's some massive containers up in the distance on the left, which is really cool as well. Really trying to capture this section of Guntersville and the industrial side of it against the more rural aspect where we started off. So it's really interesting backdrop. So you got there on your right and on your left these massive containers, really good fish holding places as well. So a little tip for you.
Really cool, don't they?
The bass-like structure, they'll be hanging around there. So while Mark's showing it to you a little bit, I'll keep an eye on the chat while we're going. So excuse me while I sort of look left and right. And Darth Badger's straight in with the eels, and Big Tom and Jay Bath.
It wouldn't be a third Tuesday in the month, would it? When we're on without an eels comment.
No eels in Guntersville though, I'm afraid. So
you're probably happy about that, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, guys, obviously we keep an eye on things when we're not on it ourselves, and we've seen what Des and Stephen have been showing you. But what are people thinking so far in terms of what we've been able to show you with the career mode, the announcements of the anglers we've been putting out across social media? There's a couple more being announced tonight, and more again later on this week. Obviously Guntersville here as well, and the new UI. Give us some feedback, early thoughts on it. We'd appreciate that. So being asked, is there carp fishing in the game? There absolutely is carp fishing in the game. There were 5 carp lakes in the core game. You got one at Linear. You got a section of the Grand Union Canal, which is a bit of carp, a bit of pike and predator, a little bit of everything. And there's also, that's a nice fish if you could get that to take it. And also 3 fictional venues as well. One in Austria, one in Germany, and of course Gigantica is the other one as well.
Yes, it
is. Yeah, plenty of carp fishing in the game. Absolutely,
big carp as well. Yeah.
So 7 drop shot. The new one looks too small to see the speed. In terms of the UI, I presume you're talking about their 7 drop shot
On the boat.
Yeah, I can understand. I understand what he's saying there. So if you look at the UI on the top left there, we're in 7 foot of water at the moment, and we are 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and it says 0 miles an hour because obviously we're not moving at all. So yeah, that UI, I think it could be a little bit bigger as well. That's something we'll feed back to the development team. Absolutely. Will there be first-person boat driving? I don't believe there will be, will there?
Not in the plan at the moment.
There is first-person fishing. You can fish in the first person, which Mark is trying to do at the moment.
Moved it.
Trying to be clever. Is it?
There we go.
So there you go. But I don't believe we'll try in a minute. But I don't believe you can actually drive the boat in first person. So what are we thinking here, Mark?
It's hard to tell at the moment. It'd be nice if it was a bass. First bass on this lake, wouldn't it?
Your first bass, yeah, absolutely. Now, what Mark has done to me the last couple of weeks is just when we've been wrapping up, he's gone and caught a massive fish.
Yeah.
So we're going to see if he does the same again this time. So one of the cool things that I can see straight away here is obviously you are using 13 fishing rod and reel.
That's right.
See the concept reel there, the nice orange reel.
Yeah, they are really cool.
That looks really cool. Yeah, absolutely. And it's a bass, I think, isn't it?
Yeah,
you are playing it well at the moment. No pressure.
It's not my first time. I've played my fair share of bass over the last few years.
Digitally,
yeah. And a couple actually as well.
Yeah. Yeah, look. Is that sunrise or sunset did you go for?
It is. Well, it was sunrise actually.
So it looks pretty cool as well with the light shining on those containers. It looks really nice.
This is quite a nice size as well.
Great way to start the stream here by the looks of things.
Yeah, just like my reel fishing, I'm on a bit of a roll.
Oh, here we go. Oh, and it's a catfish.
It is. No wonder it's putting up a bit of fire.
Yeah, £15 channel catfish.
Nice little channel catfish.
There you go, one of the new species that's going into the game.
Indeed.
There you go, straight in with a catfish. Big Time Joe, we need first person multiplayer as well, Darren. That's Big Time Joe. Shout at Des when he's on next week if that hasn't been done yet.
Yeah, I would.
Give him what for, because we've been talking about that for a little while. So
that'd be a good thing to do.
Yeah, so that's a really nice screenshot right there, isn't it?
Yes.
Press
the button.
Just see, let's press the button quickly. We get that for launch.
Yes, we need some new screenshots.
Yeah, that looks really nice. Yeah, the attention to detail the guys have put in.
Yeah, they really have.
In fairness, the lakes are looking. I don't know what you guys think. You can see that image right now, with the background and that. I think it's pretty stunning.
The shadows, the reflections in the water as well,
the reflections,
are incredible, don't they?
Yeah, the sunlight shining on it. It looks really good. So,
well done, Des and the team.
Yeah, absolutely. How are we going now? Back to standard now.
Back to standard. Look.
Yeah. Let's do what they do in real life. You've caught a fish, move on, find somewhere else. Let's show loads of the lake off if we can. There's lots to. So another 2,500 acre section of Guntersville, so there's plenty to explore.
The tankers do look good, don't they?
Yeah, they look really cool, especially in that light, with the light shining down on them. So. See what else we can see. It's really nice as well with it being a real world venue and so therefore replicating it in true detail. This section of Guntersville is a really nice section to do because you have got the contrast even now where you're moving forwards. You can see lots of trees and wooded area, but then you've also got the big industrial, almost sort of farming type industries all around it as well at the same time. So it's a really interesting section that we've done, and you guys that know Guntersville really well over in the US. It's a very famous tournament lake. Will hopefully appreciate the level of detail we've gone to. So another little bridge here to go through as well. Really simple thing, but having these bridges and being able to go underneath them and that really nice feature that we've introduced as well. So
let's see if it holds any fish.
Yeah, it should have some really big bass. Otherwise they wouldn't go there, would they?
No.
So hopefully you can find them as well. Let's have a look while you're retrieving that. I'm just going to have a little look here to see what's being said. Alive Fancy, yes, the lakes are looking good. Thank you. I really appreciate that. It is looking really cool. Oh,
that was a poor shot.
That was a bass jump taking the top water, taking it off the top water there.
Too busy seeing what was going on the channel there.
So Scooby Hayes, how are the eels coming on? They're not. End of story.
And we might have to make him put one in game.
Ballpark Banjo 23. Why don't you just go fishing? That is a very good question, Banjo. We do, as and when we can.
Yeah.
We go fishing as much as possible, and we actively encourage you all to go fishing as much as possible. But
you can't always do it.
Can't always do it, especially when you're stuck at work. So why not go fishing on the computer instead? So absolutely, if you can actually be on the lake and go out there and do the real thing, 100%. But there's plenty of times when you can't, and this game can hopefully give you that little fix during the times that you can't. And it's a perfect game to pick up for an hour or two before you can actually go out and have a decent session on the water. So definitely not trying to discourage people from fishing.
No,
if anything,
on the contrary,
we want it to to encourage people to actually go fishing and bring more people to the sport as well. So let's have a look what else is in here. Fishing fan 1, I wish we could use the whole boat to fish from. You can move around the front of the boat. Obviously you can't move around the boat once you've got a fish on, unfortunately, and being able to move from the front to the back of the boat would be really cool. I know it's quite a lot of sort of engineering and sort of collision issues around that, but it's definitely something we want to get to in the future. So nice little black crappie there as well.
Indeed.
Daft Badger, how big is this lake compared to the others in the game? Daft Badger, very similar. It's around another 2,500 acre section of the lake. Obviously Guntersville, I'm not sure the exact dimensions, but Guntersville in general is absolutely huge, and we just couldn't replicate the whole thing. It'd be far too big for the game, and take up far too much memory. So we've what we don't want to do is say here's Guntersville in 1/10 of its scale. That's not what we do. We replicate things realistically. So we've chosen to do a really interesting section of it. So you've got 2,500 acres of genuine Lake Guntersville to enjoy.
Yeah, indeed.
Let's see what else we've got coming in here. Let's see, jumping through this. Is hand vibrating while fighting a fish, and can you feel vibrations with the bites?
Definitely.
Absolutely, yeah. The controller will give you plenty of feedback. It will vibrate when you've got a bite. It will vibrate as the fish is fighting you. It will even gently vibrate when you're retrieving the lure through the water. The feeling you would expect through your rod, we try and replicate through the controller in the game. So that's all in there. Typical GT says you suck at this game, Mark. So he's got your number already. So
I've had quite a few fish. So I was a little bit harsh. You should have seen me a few weeks ago. Then it was true.
So fishing fan 1, when we'll be able to use the whole boat to fish from. Hopefully I answered that just a moment ago. Scooby Hayes, hi Stephen, how are you? Stephen should hopefully be monitoring and may get back to you, Scooby Hayes, if you're lucky. If not, you just got to put up with me and Mark talking on here for the next hour. Big Timer J, Darren 1v1 with Scooby Hayes, and if he wins, we would like eels in the game.
Now there's a challenge.
That is a challenge.
They would destroy you.
I'll tell you what, if you can get Dez's backing on putting eels in the game, then I'll have a one-on-one challenge. What do you think?
Oh, it's worth it.
Fair? Yeah.
Have you spoken to Des and he said no?
No, but I'm not sure how long it will take him to get it in. So that's fine. In fact, I don't mind eels in the game. It's just not eels in real life we want to go anywhere.
So no research trip for you then?
No, exactly. No.
No facing your fears.
EXS Soul Reaver. Did my comment just get removed? I'm just looking up the thread, and I see your hashtag eels, hashtag Scooby Army. That hasn't been removed at all. So I don't think so. Let's see what else we got in here. Looks very nice. Well done, guys. Thank you very much. Looks like this lake's got a few fish in it as well, Mark.
Hasn't it? Yeah. So far, so good.
Yeah. So this does look like a bass this time, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, we'll have a bit of a move.
Is it going to jump?
It's been doing a few little jumps, yeah.
I've been concentrating on the stream.
Yeah, it's been doing some little jumps.
Nice. Keep that line tension there, don't let it go slack. Ah, nice.
There we go.
There we go. playing it like a pro, even though you have dropped the clutch down. So I can't give you too much credit. That's it. Get it back in the 20s. Come on.
Kid gloves. I don't want to lose it, mate.
No.
Want to repeat of the other week.
Oh, careful. Ah, there we go.
Nice.
Another nice bass.
That
Bit
is
of a
nice
pale
bass,
one, that
yeah.
one. What have we got here? A nice spotted bass. £7, 6 ounce. Get you.
I know. It's
Let's go find another spot. Let's show the guys the lake. Get back in your boat and drive. All right.
Just looking. Do you know what I mean? Just looking. I do like that rattle trap chrome. It's a good lure. Right, should we pop over there? We'll have a look over this side. We'll go around
let's
the
have a
lake.
look at the buildings around the far side and that. Show the guys what we've built here. I'm not sure, guys. Have you seen this lake yet? Has Stephen and Des covered it at all? I don't think they have.
No, Stephen was
So I
saying
think this is a first look at Lake Guntersville. So here we go. Just drive along the shoreline. Some nice buildings coming up on the left. Uncle Des will let me have them. Yeah, you're probably right, Scooby Hayes. Uncle Des, in the right mood, Uncle Des will promise you the world. So
exactly, just to wind you up as well.
Yeah, just to get at me sometimes.
Yeah. You've got to admit they've done a good job of that. The buildings look lovely, don't they?
Calling Carl, you're going to answer my question. I've missed your question, Carl. I'm looking up though, but you're saying get Llandudno. Do you like my pronunciation there? Been on holiday to North Wales before. Here on it. We can't do that at the moment, Calling Carl, I'm afraid, because we don't have sea fishing or saltwater in the game. So when we get that in the game, and we do want to get there eventually, we will certainly take that into consideration. So. Unfortunately, we can't do it at the moment, but we'll hopefully we'll be doing sea fishing and appropriate venues in the future. Absolutely. Big Time Jay, Darren is Des about. If so, could you ask him about it? He's in another part of the building, I'm afraid. Big Time Jay. I'm locked in the stream room, but it's nice and quiet, and he's out on the shop floor working hard. So. We'll come back to you on that one. There's something for him to answer next week, hopefully. Stevens 007, what is the biggest fish you can catch as far as weight? 10, 12 pound or bigger? Stephen, if you are referring to this venue, then I'll be completely honest and say I'm not sure. But what I will tell you is whatever the biggest fish ever to be caught in Lake Guntersville is, that is how big they'll go in here. We will not put anything bigger than what could be found in Guntersville into the game. Equally, we will put what has been caught in Guntersville before in there. So whatever the biggest fish for Guntersville is what you'll find in this lake. In general, that is the same principle for all of our lakes. So whether it's a real venue or based on a state, like a lake based on based in Florida or upstate New York, whatever the state records are is what you'll find in those venues. So I hope that helps you. Hope it answers the question. Let's see what else is coming in here. Any named fish in this lake? Yes. So one of the things that we've done for the July update, when this gets released in July, is we've put trophy bass into the game, like named trophy bass. So in the way that you've got your target carp and European species in the European venues, you'll now have named fish to try and find in the US venues as well. And considering the sheer size of the venues and the number of fish in there, then that should be quite tricky, and hopefully will lead to a lot of enjoyment, probably some frustration at times. But it should be a really interesting thing to see how you guys get on trying to find the named trophy fish in the US venues. Stevens 007 again, is there a tournament mode? Yes, there is. Stevens, it sounds like you are new to the game, which is fantastic, so thank you for joining us. We have single player tournaments where you compete against AI characters with a live leaderboard. We have online tournaments which we call the Dovetail Fishing League, where it's sort of set rules that we create, and you enter the tournament and you fish against everyone else around the world who are playing. Again, a single player experience on the lake, but a live leaderboard, so you're constantly showing where you're ranking, anywhere between 1 and tens of thousands that you could be, and you're playing for points as well. The Dovetail Fishing League is week-long tournaments where I think you get 3 20-minute attempts at a time. Set your best score, different rules like 5 best fish, or total weight, or biggest fish, or total number. All different rules depending on the type of tournament you're doing, and you earn ranking points. And we maintain a global ranking league. And at the end of each month, we have our Anglers of the Month who get real well prizes as well. And come July, there's going to be some news about the types of prizes we're offering as well. We'll be working a lot closer with our partners to improve the types of prizes that you can win. So yes, we have that. And then also we'll be launching career mode in July as well, which will be awesome. And it will be a single player experience, going from amateur angler all the way through to elite, fishing different tours, predator, bass, carp, and competing against some very famous anglers as you go along. So you can expect to see the likes of Scott Martin, Jacob Wheeler and John Cruz, and in carp you can expect to see Ali Hamidi, Ian Russell, Max Cottis, Rob Marshall, people like that. Again, single player experience, fishing against those guys on the leaderboard, going through the journey of going from amateur to elite. So plenty of tournament options in the game. So let's see what else we've got in here.
£4.10.
Des is in the pub. You know him
Really?
far too well.
Yeah,
So actually a little bit of sympathy for Des today. His car failed its MOT and he's had to shell out a load more money to get it repaired. So, bless him, absolutely. So Bassmaster 292, what are you all fishing for? At the moment, Mark is fishing for anything that swims in Guntersville. He's not fussy. He'll take any kind of bite, but predominantly we're after largemouth, smallmouth, and spotted bass at the moment.
Yeah, these structures around these buildings on this part of the lake hold some big fish. So, going to try and see if we can get a new PB. I think
absolutely. Scooby Hayes, I see your comment on there about the comments on the thread. I appreciate that. It's very sensible, and if people could be sensible, that would be fantastic. What else have we got in here? Stevens 007, yes, I'm new. Looks great. Very interested. Fantastic. Yeah, anything we can do to help, just shout. Just to give you a quick summary, a bit of a sales pitch. PS4, Xbox One, or PC. And just $20 as well, so a lot of game for not a lot of money. So
it's like it says out now as well. So
yeah, it's out now. What we're showing you now isn't coming out until July, but it's a free update. So if you buy the game now, you get to practice the game as it currently is, and you'll be getting this massive update for free in July. So it's well worth getting now and getting some practice in, ready for the career mode that's coming. Darth Badger, dear God, Scooby has mod power now. Yeah, Darth Badger. Scooby's being very sensible, but we'll make sure it doesn't go to his head as well, and we'll keep him in check. Don't worry.
Absolutely.
That's fine. Spotlight Gaming, so ready for the July update. So are we. Yeah. And I think we were saying today, was it 5-6 weeks away now?
Yeah, something
not
like
long,
that,
is it?
45 days or something crazy.
Not long at all. So that's really exciting. Alive Fancy, can you change match fishing to one species only tourney? I find it boring and more skill needed to it. We can absolutely look at adjusting our tournaments and the rules and trying to make some tournaments maybe more sort of specific and therefore harder than others. We can certainly look into that and we'll feed that back to Des, absolutely.
Well, you can set up your own now as well. Set up your own
in custom multiplayer as well. You can host your own almost tournament with the rules that you want. That's something to consider.
Yeah, because if you're playing with a group of friends, you can set rounds to each of the multiplayer sessions. So you can have a different format, a different species, a different style of fishing per round. Set your own rules really, And one of the other features for multiplayer is that before if you were selected to play with people that you didn't know and you wanted to just play, it would find the people with the strongest sort of strength for the signal for you to play with. It's still the case, but it will also list all your friends that are online playing, so you can sort of join their games instead of just finding some person or random people.
Yep.
So there's a really nice, you instantly find out who your friends are online playing, and join one of their tournaments as well. But
Scooby Hayes has said, "Can we see the dead baits in action, please?" Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that before we finish. Let's have one last cast, Mark, and let's have a look at Lake Travis, shall we? Right. After that, the other new real-world US venue that's going in July in Texas, Lake Travis, and then we'll finish with a European venue where we'll use some debates.
Cool.
Yeah, sound like a plan?
Sounds like a plan.
Caden 1106, have you got a cap? Caden, do you mean as in our own merchandise that we give away? Let us know. Jump back on here and let us know, and we can answer. We don't have our own caps as merchandise to give away at the moment, though.
Something we were talking about, actually, wasn't it? Today?
Something we were talking about. We do have caps, obviously, in the game. Our character at the moment is wearing a cap, and they are sort of like it's real world apparel. So that's from our partners, as well as specific clothing companies. But one thing I can say as well, and Stephen, if he's watching, can confirm the details, hopefully. Our partners at Evinrude have very kindly given us some caps to give away in a competition, so we'll be running a competition on our social media soon. And also Scott Martin has very kindly given us some caps that he's signed. There's Scott right now. Scott Martin Challenge caps that he has signed, and he's also given us some Scott Martin Challenge t-shirts and like the skins type one, the long sleeve ones and short sleeve ones to give away as well. So look out for some competitions coming soon to win that. So Mark, while that's loading, Scuba Gaz says, how did B2 go?
B2 the other day, yeah, that went all right, didn't it? Sorry,
It did.
You ate it, didn't you?
No, I don't hate it. I'm pleased with it.
No, it went all right actually. It wasn't as good as the first session I had there, but I was there for a shorter period of time, about 36 hours, and I had 3 carp to 22, 23. Well, they were all 20s actually, so it was quite nice. 2 of them were in the night, both consecutive nights. Am I going there? About 1 o'clock in the morning, and then the final one was about 8 o'clock on the last day. So, yeah, all fishing about 16 wraps out.
Nice.
A nice little spot there on B2, peg 26. Good fun.
Yep.
Right, lots
and
of choice.
You kicked my butt again, didn't you? Because you went. The day you arrived was the day after I left.
Yeah.
And I did 48 hours on Oxley's.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us about that?
Hampered by spawning.
Hampered by spawning, yeah. It wasn't. They were definitely spawning on the lake there, and then like 2 days later they closed it, didn't they?
Yeah. But I did have a very nice, a few ounces short of 27 mirror.
You did, didn't you?
Which was very nice.
Yeah.
Which was a couple of weeks after my £8 4-ounce largemouth bass.
It was, which is just monstrous. Yeah. I can't even compete with that one.
I don't catch numbers. I catch size. You see,
exactly.
And I catch different species from around the world.
That's it. Thank God for that, eh?
No, not really. I think you're going into a dead end here.
No. Just showing them the other end of the boat ramp. Well done for spotting that. So that was a test.
Looking at your map.
Yeah.
I think.
No, I was going the right way.
Weren't you? Oh, I can't read that. Yeah, I'm having a shocker. Sorry. This is Lake Travis. Obviously, a massive contrast to Guntersville. Quite spectacular. Sort of backdrop here, real sort of rocky and very wild sort of feel to it. This section, and it's going to open up in a minute to the main part, the big bowl of the lake, if you like. But again, some really interesting structure for you to explore when you fish around here. So this is like a little dock here with I think they sometimes have sort of slides, or you can keep your boats in these docks here.
Cool, aren't they?
They're really interesting. So
fish.
See if you can find a fish hanging around there. Absolutely. Daft Badger, you blanked. No, I was building up to it, Daft Badger. I didn't blank. I caught a big one. And when I caught it, I genuinely thought it was a UK PB. The frame of it was, I was convinced I had a big 30 in the net. And I weighed it. And in fairness, the guy I was with went, that can't be right. And we weighed it on his scales as well. And I don't know if it was one that had already spawned or if it's a young fish that's still got to grow into its body. But it was the length of it, the size of it, I thought it was a big 30, but it came in at just under 27. So,
don't you think most of your fish are big 30s by holding it out far away and then out?
I'm not strong enough for that. Alive Fancy, I've noticed these rivers next to lakes. Will you open these rivers up on a later date? Alive Fancy, that's a good question. We could look to open them up, but then we want to keep doing different venues as well. So if like these lakes have got, tributaries to them, or a river running alongside them, or little sort of little streams and that you can go down, if we don't allow you to do that at the time, there's a good reason why. And to go back and do them again, I'm not sure if we would do that when we've got when there's so many options for us in terms of new venues going forwards. But if there's an obvious part of a lake that we haven't done, or like I say, a tributary of a lake that we haven't done, then you should point that out to us, and we will look to open that up in some kind of way. So let's see what else is in there while Mark plays that fish. What'd you have? Nice. Smallmouth?
Not bad, yeah. Not bad. Largemouth, £5.14 ounces.
Good work. The Pork says hello. Hello. Good to see you. If you're new, thank you for joining us.
The Pork.
Bruden Aces 1996. Can I have some help? Has bought Eurofishing on laptop and I have some problems. Absolutely. If you email kayako@dovetailgames.com, I believe it is, or type that into your browser, and you should find that's where our customer support lives. Give them as much detail as possible. One thing I would say straight away is make sure you've checked your specs of your laptop against the minimum specs of the game, particularly the graphics card, because laptops can struggle to run the game effectively at times because of how powerful graphics card you need. But there you go, Stephen is on it and has told you where to go, so that's cool. Thank you for that. Steve, as the shirt's been dispatched, got to there you are, Stephen, answer that one for us as well. Daft Badger, gotta love spawned fish. Yeah, it's that difficult time of year, isn't it? You need to leave them alone while they're spawning, and then when you start catching them afterwards, they're hungry and they're trying to get the weight back on. You're catching these what feel like massively framed fish, and they're down on weight. But it's just, the weight doesn't really matter, does it?
Of course it doesn't, mate. No.
It's just the catching them.
Yeah, of course it doesn't. Yeah.
Dear, I'm lying.
Totally mad.
Let's see what else we've got here. Boulder Lake has no bass, lol. Says Spotlight Gaming. Boulder Lake certainly does have bass in it, I can assure you of that. It's based on Lake Champlain, and there are certainly bass in there. So, what else have we got here? North American Dovetail League on Facebook. If you would like to set that up, that would be amazing for all the North American bass anglers to have their own Facebook fan group. Always happy to see fan groups pop up. I know the likes of Scooby Hayes and Daft Badger do a lot on Facebook with community groups.
Gary Spires, the other lads.
Lots of people out there doing lots of great work, and go for it. And if you need us to help you with anything or provide, if you guys want to run a competition where we're giving you some t-shirts or something on your pages, then just shout. More than happy to help out with those things. If you need any advice or any questions you got about the game, always happy to answer them. We're as open and honest as we can be, and we'd much rather give you an open and honest answer that may not be the answer we want to give you, rather than
but it'll be the
someone guessing and it not being accurate. So always give us a shout on our social media. Stephen's all over it. He's brilliant at it. He's obviously given the Kayako address, or private messages on Facebook or Twitter, whatever, direct messages. we'll get back to you on there. So always happy to help you guys out. So Stevens 007, I'm sure you have various weather conditions. Yes, we do. We have all the different types of weather conditions. But do we have different seasons? No, not at the moment. The lakes are set to a specific time of year. And most of them, to make the lakes look their best, have been during sort of spring, summertime, when the lakes, the foliage is in full bloom. But one thing we have done with Lake Miller, which I'm not sure if we'll have time to show you this evening, which is a fictional venue based in Wisconsin, is we have set that to autumn time. So the leaves, the trees are like gold, all the golden colours. It looks really spectacular, actually. It looks pretty different. So at the moment, there's no ability to change the time of year, just the time of day and the weather conditions. Big Timer J, don't even get a mention. I'm really sorry, Big Timer J. It always happens. It's why I try and avoid calling out names. I do it at my cricket club at presentation evenings every season. I call out everyone and then I forget one person and they remind me straight away. So I'm really sorry. Big Timer J does loads for us as well.
Absolutely.
So absolutely sorry, Big Timer J. What else have we got in here? Had our first team tournament last night. 3 2-man teams for PS4 versus 3 2 teams on Xbox. Went over very well. That's brilliant. Yeah, tag us into those things as well so we can check it out and we can watch it. We'd love to see it. Like I say, we'd love to support those things as well. So you guys being ambassadors for us is fantastic, and that's what we like to see. So Spotlight Gaming, come on, July update. We'll be streaming it as soon as I get it. Thank you. And again, speak to Stephen about the streaming that you do, and we can look to share your streams and share your pages. And absolutely. So let's have a bit of a drive around.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. I caught that one fish, but it's such a lovely lake.
So we've got to show dead bags off as well.
Yeah, we'll try and get that done in the next 5 minutes. Find them in the new menu.
Yeah, it's going to be
no pressure.
Still getting used to the UI at this end.
Yeah, absolutely.
So. But yeah, you can see the contrast between this one and Guntersville. It's a completely different feel, equally stunning in its own different way. Yeah, again, I think the water looks fantastic. The shadows of the lighting. Really think that the art team and the dev team are smashing it now with what they're producing. Hope you guys agree. Excuse me.
It just feels such real, doesn't it? When you're fishing it.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
And the contrast,
exactly.
the contrast we can get without losing any quality, I think is brilliant. So big hats off to them. And again, Lake Travis. Anyone who's based out in Texas, hopefully will recognise this section of Travis that we've done, and will appreciate the efforts that we've gone to. So. Really interesting cove coming up.
Yeah,
lots of different bays and that to explore in this lake. It's a really sort of odd shape, which is one of the reasons why we chose this section. So many different areas to explore and to fish. Going to this little bay here now, got lots of little islands in it, and rocky sections, and it just feels like there should be lots of fish in here. You can just imagine in reality just going through here slowly on your trolley motor and exploring all that this section has to offer. Really, really interesting. One thing I'd love us to be able to get into the game is sight fishing as well. Like this kind of area feels
this is perfect
for sight fishing. Some of the fishing that we've been able to do when we've gone out there, is all about this shallow water, being able to see the fish over their beds and that. And that'd be a real challenge for Dev and Des, but that's something I'm going to throw at them. Is how we can.
They've done wonders, so they can pull it off.
So let's see what else is in there. Any news on the Discord channel, Stephen? That is one for you to answer there. Alive Fancy, can you fish from the bank in these lakes? Not at the moment. That we will be adding in time fixed points around the lakes to fish from. But what you can do is you can fish from the jetties where you set off, and you can set a bankside setup up if you like. So in the way that you claim a peg in European venues and you have your free rods come down and everything, you can do that now from the from the jetties in the game. In your past life, was you a Neil, Darren? I don't think so.
I think he was.
But maybe that's what my problem is.
A very angry,
bitter eel.
Yes.
Could have well been. Sol Reaver, you could add in the paper mill venue in North Wales. Yeah, like I say, there's so many possibilities. You know, there's.
We're not going to run out.
We're not going to run out anytime soon. You know, there's going to be some really exciting venues coming this year. So, yeah, interesting.
I'll try and catch a fish here, and then we'll fling in some more.
We'll go to Europe and we'll do some dead baiting.
Where do you want to dead bait?
Oh, if we're going to dead bait, I think we should do Valdsey maybe. No, Jazeera Besti.
Jazeera Besti.
That's a proper predator lake, isn't it?
Yeah, indeed.
So, how hard would it be to be able to design your own baits? Do you mean giving you the option to design your own baits in the game, or do you mean us launching our own bait company?
Either.
Fishing Simwell baits. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Big Dino just got home from work. Is that a new boat? No, it's not.
No, it's the Lynx.
It's the Bass Cat Lynx, which has been in the game for a while. And CAGOA, I'm sure there's a way of pronouncing that I should know, but apologies. Is this a new version or update? We are playing the update that is coming in July. So this will be part of the free update in July. We're currently on Lake Travis, real world venue in Texas. So yeah, this is showing you what you'll be getting in July as a free update. The new UI, the new sort of layout, and a new venue. So an angler journal we can write notes in would be awesome. That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea. Obviously, you have your angler's log where you have records of what fish you've caught and everything. But being able to take notes would be, one of the things we'd like to do as well, it's really complicated, is be able to let you set waypoints as well on your sonar, on your fish finder. So when you find a spot and you catch a really good fish, or you catch a lot of fish, you can mark it down on your sonar and you can head to that spot the next time you go into that lake. Obviously, it's not guaranteed to work because of how the different conditions we have and how the fish react to that. But being able to map the lake out for for hot spots, particularly when you then go into a tournament, would be a really cool feature. I'm a bass fisherman in real life. Are you going to add striper? Yes. When we get to appropriate venues and when we get round to being able to do it, we want to add more species of fish, including more species of bass. Also, if we go to the right locations, looking at peacock bass as well would be cool. So Tommy Blue 890. What's your favourite fish to catch in real life? Me and Mark personally, based in the UK, we are both carp anglers. So nearly, yeah, we are both carp anglers. So that's our favourites. But I am a common man. I'd rather catch common carp over mirror carp.
Yeah, I'd agree. I mean, yes, without a doubt, I'd rather have the immaculate out of Gigantica than Fudges.
Yep.
Although I wouldn't say no to either. But yeah, a £60 common would be very, very pleasant.
Darth Badger, don't forget it's his birthday on the 15th of July. No, absolutely, Darth Badger. We will do a birthday shout out for you on the. Let's just work. What day is the 15th of July? Is that a Tuesday? No, that's a Monday, isn't it?
Okay.
So on the Tuesday, the 16th, whoever is doing it, we'll make sure we wish you a very happy birthday.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Live Fantasy in Dovetail League Bass. Can you have the top 5 weight bass at top of screen? It's easy to see what weight you need to beat. We do. It keeps track of your score. You have the live leaderboard, so it's showing you what your top 5 weight is at that stage.
But not individually.
But what you can do as well, which I can get Mark to show you in a minute when we go into the lake, is you can pause the game and you can go to your log. If you pause it now, your catch summary, and that will show you what your top 5 is there as well. And so what your smallest of your top 5 is, that you need to beat to increase your total weight, if that makes sense. So you can do that. And again, I would like to turn off control guide at right side, but keep the rest of UI so will we be able to personalise it? There is ways of personalising how much UI you can see. You can go completely blind, so you don't have any UI whatsoever. So you don't have the tension meter when you're playing the fish. You have, that's like almost like a pro version. You can have full UI, you can have partial UI. If you would like more options, then just give us that feedback again via our social media or via Kayako. There's more that you would like there. Let's have a look here. I think I've missed a question, which I apologise for. Can you answer why we can't scroll or see how many people are in these online tournament screens? While you're in the game, obviously you can only see a certain number of people around you. After the tournament, you'll be able to see the full leaderboard come July, I do believe. Where you'll be able to see where you rank, and then you can see you'll be able to see the entire leaderboard. Yeah. Not while you're fishing, but after the event. Is the alligator gar in it? No, not at the moment. We have long-nosed gar, but we don't have alligator gar, but we want to add alligator gar, so that will be coming. Would LED night lures be something you'd like to put in the game? Yeah, increasing the options for night fishing. We have sort of glow-in-the-dark European baits from Enterprise Tackle at the moment. We want to get head torches and all things like that in the game. Having appropriate night lures for bass fishing would be cool as well. Have we got a dead bait on?
I think so. I think I managed to suss it. Just got hold of my peg.
Cool.
Yeah.
There you go. What have you got? A head?
Smelt and a mackerel on there at the moment.
Oh, nice. Okay, so there's our dead baits.
Yeah, indeed.
Fun.
So there we go. My PB striper is 46.9 and my state record is 65. That's that's the kind of fish, that's exciting. That's the kind of fish we want to be getting in there. So absolutely we'll be looking to do that. Natty Taz 3, hello to you. Welcome. I hope you're enjoying it. We've got about 10 minutes left here today. Tommy Blue 890, have you gone fishing in Barnsley? Because I'm from there. No, I'm afraid I haven't. I know where Barnsley is because I've been to Oakwell for the football. The nearest I've been fishing is very near to Hull when I went to meet the guys at Carp World who are based up that way. But I haven't been fishing in Barnsley, I'm afraid. Let's see some fishing. We're on it. We were just setting things up as a previous request to see some dead baits. So we've got some dead baits out there now. Dead bait looks good. Good job. Thank you very much. Would you add shark fishing tournaments with multiple species? We need to get round to being able to do shark fishing in the first place. So yeah, absolutely. Deep sea fishing, shark fishing.
Yeah, definitely.
Fishing off the Gold Coast in Australia or fishing off the Keys in Florida. Yeah. All kinds of things we want to get to. I'm going to be honest. That's over a year, at least a year away. But certainly, that's the kind of direction we want this game to go. We always say
it's fishing sim world for a reason.
Yeah, the world is there for a reason. It will be eventually. It will be all encompassing. So we're on a journey. You guys come on the journey with us. You can tell from Eurofishing to Fishing Sim World to Fishing Sim World Pro Tour in July. Hopefully you can see the kind of direction we're trying to go in. So you'll get all these things in time. We want to make sure everything that we're doing is authentic, and we're doing everything justice in the first place, though. So. Where can we get hold of someone to get T-shirt for the North American Dovetail League? Stephen's on in now at the moment, and he's just replied, so I don't need to answer that. So that's brilliant. Thank you again, Stephen. Where did you guys go to find all the info of the lakes and fish records caught? We have done a couple of research trips, so we've been out to Florida a couple of times. We did ICAST last year as well, and we're going to ICAST again this year. We work with our partners, and we've got contacts with the tours as well, so we talk to Bassmaster and FLW about the venues that they go to, and we look at state records as well. Like in Florida, the Florida Wildlife Trust or organisation. I can't remember the exact
Wildlife
company. That look after the waters in Florida. You know, their website is a minefield of information that we a gold mine, of information that we pick up on to get our state records from. So we make sure we do our research thoroughly before we actually launch any game. So deep sea fishing would be amazing, absolutely. Scooby Hayes stock pond, yeah, we know Scooby Hayes. Yeah, that's a really good idea. We need to get around to that. What would be the preference though? More venues or time spent doing a stock pond? You know, let us know. We always try and prioritise things. So I see what Big Time with Jay said there as well. Spend our spare TPs on a stock pond. Yeah, that's a great idea. We need to build it, and we need to build the code and everything that goes around it for you to be able to use the stock pond as well. So
good idea though.
It is a really good idea.
We have talked about it.
Yeah. Would you ever add the Everglades? It might be a while, but just asking. Yeah, exploring the Everglades, and when we say sea fishing, we could do saltwater fishing as well, like flying around the Everglades. I know it's a mixture of salt and fresh water, so
they're cool boats as well, aren't they?
Yeah, like the hovercraft type boats as well. I've done that myself on the family holiday to the Everglades. Trying to find alligators and that. Really cool. So
you did not catch any of those either.
Yeah. No, well, I wasn't fishing for them. I was just trying to find alligators.
That'd be awesome. Alligator fishing.
So,
nothing on the dead baits.
So could you make an info page for the venues and the locations where the fish was caught? Do you mean where we got our information from, or make information pages about the venues? Like a guide to the lake in the game, and what the lake records are. We can certainly do that easily enough. That's easily. I hope Table Rock Lake in Missouri will be on here one day. Yeah, I see Table Rock recently hosted an MLF event, I do believe, and there were some incredible weights.
Nice.
On those lakes. So yeah, looking to do something like that would we're basically now we're doing the real world venues in the US. We're going to look to do for them to accompany career mode. So we're going to be looking at doing tournament venues. So if it's a well-known tournament venue, there is every chance that we'll be looking to do it in the future. So, what about spearfishing? No plans for spearfishing at the moment. That's more of a almost getting into the hunting type side of things, isn't it? A little bit.
It is a little bit.
And it'll be a completely different kind of physics and coding that would be needed for that. So again, that's something for the future. At the moment it's bass, carp, and predator. Want to do sea fishing, want to do ice fishing, want to do fly fishing, all those things. And spear fishing is probably maybe a bit left field from those, but it's certainly something we can consider, especially if people start asking for it. So
yeah. People keep buying it, we'll keep making it.
A topography map, absolutely. Again, the way that we present the fish finder and the lake map and that on the screen is a very sort of basic introduction to it. It's quite a tricky thing to do in terms of the coding and the level of detail that we would need to go to for what you would expect, but it is certainly something that we need to look to do. And again, talking to our partners, talking to people like Scott, one of the first things Scott said was let's increase or let's improve the fish finding and adding waypoints and things like that. So it's certainly something that's on our radar. Scooby Hayes, ice fishing, your thoughts, Darren? In terms of adding it to the game, Scooby Hayes, something we're certainly interested in doing. My own personal thoughts on ice fishing, hardly know anything about it, looks fascinating, have no idea where to drill a hole in the first place, and I don't know how they know where to drill their holes to find the fish.
Somewhere.
So that's a very, very short summary of my thoughts on ice fishing there.
That'd be cool though.
Yeah, but it would be interesting, absolutely. Thailand venue, then start work on the stock pond. Big Timer J. Yeah, Thai venue, the species, doing the Arapaima and...
That'd be cool.
And Siamese... Siamese carp,
Siamese carp,
and all things like that. Absolutely.
They've got lots of teeth.
That's scary. Pacu. I want to do pacu. They've got teeth like humans.
They have.
But they're vegetarian.
That's odd.
Yeah. So yeah. Stingray fishing again. Getting close to being saltwater fishing, but you can get freshwater rays, can't you?
Yeah.
I'm sure you can. So
you can.
if it's appropriate and if it can be caught using the methods that we've got at the moment, then we'll be adding it. Absolutely. So there we go. I love ice fishing, says Red Dogs and Gamer. We need to understand it. It needs to be explained to us sometime.
Yeah, it does.
Not at the moment, because we're not close to being able to do it.
No.
But when we do it, I know obviously we work with 13 Fishing, and I know they do a lot of work with ice fishing as well. So yeah, people like that will be tapping up. And I know talking, the Evinrude guys are based up in the north. They've been super helpful to us, and they do a lot of ice fishing when their lakes freeze over. So we've got the contacts. We know we need to do it. We just got to get to it, basically. Stevens 007, catfishing this. Yes, European catfish, European Wales catfish up to £200, and channel catfish in America, with more catfish to be added in the future. And you should add UK ponds like Clapham Common or Battersea Park. Yeah, doing park lakes, public lakes would be interesting, a completely different feel to it. Again, there's a lot of work that needs to be done around it. You would want it to be surrounded by people and have that busy feel that park venues can have. So certainly something to consider. Scooby Hay says Gillam's Lake. Yeah, we'd love to do Gillam's. Awesome venue. Something we'd like to do in the future.
Yeah, it would be cool.
What a great podcast. Thanks, guys. Love the transparency. Appreciate that. Like we say, we're here to be as open and honest as we can, and to show you as much as possible. So yeah, that's what we do. I'm really sorry Mark's attempts at catching predators on a dead bait has been absolutely terrible. We are about to wrap up, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
This is when Mark will now go and land like a huge one, like he always does.
So I'll keep on going, is he? Just one more cast, come on.
So while he's
Take
retrieving that, I will have a quick look here. It says, will there be white sturgeon? Not at the moment, I'm afraid. I've got 2 question marks from Lightboss 1095. I don't know if that means I've missed something from you previously. If you can type it again in the next 60 seconds, I will do my best to answer it for you. Yateley Car Park, very famous venue.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Licensed venues, we'll be doing a lot more licensed venues in the UK and Europe, as well as the US, and the possibilities are endless, and that is one to think about, absolutely. So Stephen says, great stream, guys, I'll check it out. Thank you very much, we really appreciate that. Like I say, so just to finish off in summary, on this stream this evening we have shown you Lake Guntersville, Lake Travis, which are 2 of the new venues coming in July. We've been using the July build, which is obviously still in development at the moment, but this is what's coming in July. So you've got brand new UI that we've been showing off as well. The build that's coming in July is a free update, so if you've got the game already, you'll be getting this for free. You'll be getting everything for free. If you don't own the game yet, you can buy it now. You don't miss out on anything. It's a good idea to buy it now so that you're ready for everything that's coming in July. And you will get the update for free in July as well. We finished on Jezero Bestie, which is an additional lake from the core game, which is available to purchase.
This is it.
Mark has been using the dead baits that are available to try and attract the predators, and he has failed miserably, but never mind. He did really well on the US lakes. So there we go. This has been the new Fishing Simwell Pro Tour that's coming in July. But we've been Mark and Darren.
I'm sure the guys will show you more next week.
They'll have more lined up for you next week. Keep checking our social media. We'll be announcing more anglers. Like I say, we're going to be running some competitions where you can win signed Scott Martin gear and some Evinrude stuff as well.
We'll give away some T-shirts and stuff as well.
And we'll give away some of our own merchandise. And thank you very much.
Have a nice evening.
Let's see Mark bring this one in, and we'll speak to you then.
I don't want to let down on a big one.
Come on, Mark. Come on.
Slowly. Failed.
There you go. Right. Well, thank you very much, guys.
See you soon.
Mark's let us down. We'll see you soon.